Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of your friends. In today's episode, we get drunk whilst handling sharp objects in Chivalry 2, we spoil a wedding, again in Hitman Sniper, and we spend too much time admiring our catch in Red Dead Redemption 2. As always, if you think you know of a detail that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts. The links, as always, are in the description. Oh, and leaving a like on any of my videos always makes me that little bit happier. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So let's begin with the Eggcellent Hitman 3. Now, in episode 39 of this series, we discovered that shooting a cake on the last Yardbird sniper mission would cause Diana to comment on Agent 47's actions.
Shooting cakes now, 47?
Well, it turns out that if you shoot the painting during the same mission, Diana will once again pass judgment on 47.
You do realise that's only a painting, right, 47? Moonlighting as an art critic, 47? Not a fan of the arts, 47?
The next Hitman detail is actually really impressive. During the Mendoza level, Agent 47 has to infiltrate a party. And as you'd expect, people at the party are drinking and smoking. Well, if you do find a guest who is smoking, pay close attention to the size of their cigarette. So the NPC cigarette will gradually get smaller after each drag. It's a crazy level of attention to detail, and as I said, one that I can't remember seeing in a game before. Speaking of details that we featured in episode 39, let's take a quick look at Apex Legends. In episode 39, we discovered that when shooting the Eva 8 shotgun, the bullet spread would resemble the number 8. It's a pretty nice touch. Well, thanks to you guys, I've since learned that if you shoot the Peacekeeper, the bullet spread will look like this. So the bullet spread is the shape of a star. As I said before, it's a really nice touch. So next up is a game that is one of my favourite games of the year so far. Chivalry 2 is a game about swinging a very large and very sharp weapon at an opponent, all in the hopes of dismembering them. It's a very gory game. But beneath the bloodshed and limb chopping is a pretty funny game, with some pretty unexpected hidden details. For example, the first Chivalry 2 detail actually requires you to take a break from sword swinging and instead entertain your teammates with your musical skills. On the Slaughter of Coxwell map, you can find this. So you can find a recorder that you can play for your teammates. However, don't be fooled into thinking that the recorder isn't a weapon. You can of course still bonk your enemies on the head with it. So after performing a mini concert for your teammates, you may want to treat yourself to a nice cold alcoholic beverage. Well, luckily in Chivalry 2 you can do just that. On various different levels you can find alcohol that you can chug before heading into battle. Oh, and it doesn't just affect your vision. Just like in real life, drinking too much alcohol will also affect how your character speaks. For example, here is how your character will speak before drinking.
Fine. Shut that mouth before I make it my pissing place. No.
And here is how they speak after they drink.
All right.
Such a gob! It smells worse than a cadaver's ass. I will not.
Don't get me wrong, it's not mind-blowing, but I think it's pretty cool. Now this next detail is one for those of you who like to put on a bit of a show. Before charging into battle, you can do this. So your character can spin their weapon around in a display of dominance. Well, it's that or they're revealing a secret cheerleading career. Either way is fine by me. To do this flashy trick yourself, well on consoles at least, simply press the left stick in and tap X on Xbox or square on PlayStation. So this final detail is a bit on the rude side. On the escape from Foulmire map, you can find this. So not only has this poor soldier been strung up, but someone has taken the liberty of placing a sausage between his legs. I mean, at least you can take the sausage and give him back some dignity. Next up is a detail from, of all places, a wrestling game. Now my interest in wrestling games sort of dropped off after SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, and now that the latest versions seem to be taking a more simulation approach, I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon. Of course, that doesn't mean that the WWE games are devoid of details. In fact, this WWE game detail is really cool. Now, a large part of a wrestler's intro is pyrotechnics. You know, the flashy fireworks that a wrestler walks out to. Here, take a look at Kane's famous in-ring pyro as an example.
Kane's presence is alive and well for the world to see.
Well, the thing is, if you wrestle down in Mexico, this will happen instead.
A multi-time champion, he's dominated WWE for many.
So Kane's in-ring pyro is, well, it's a bit of a letdown. Now, this isn't a glitch or a mistake on the developer's part. It's actually because there is a fireworks ban in place in Mexico City. The ban is the result of an explosion caused by fireworks that killed at least 62 people in 1988. Now, I'll admit that I am surprised that this is included in the game, so hats off to the guys at Ukes for this one. So to end today's video, let's once again take a look at the masterpiece that is Red Dead Redemption 2. The first detail is one that might actually save your life. If you light a stick of dynamite and hold it in your hand, then Arthur will do this. So Arthur will refuse to die in such a silly way and will put the dynamite out unprompted. So the final detail involves fishing. Now we've already covered the fact that fishing in certain lakes in Red Dead 2 will mean that you're catching poisoned fish, due to the toxic waste dumped into the lake from nearby factories. Well, in this detail, if you catch a fish and then proceed to admire your catch for a little too long, this will happen.
A peckerel, okay. Damn, you're dead, ain't you? Been late to release him. Oh, sorry.
So the fish will die as, well, it's a fish, they can only breathe in water. It's a really, really good detail. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. Remember, if you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets, and tiny details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.